In the shadow of time, whispers of lost civilizations beckon us to peer into the abyss of forgotten histories. Scattered across the world, enigmatic relics defy logic, hinting at knowledge long buried beneath the sands of time. From ancient petroglyphs depicting forgotten worlds to manuscripts describing technology centuries ahead of its era, these artifacts raise more questions than answers. Were they remnants of lost civilizations, misunderstood creations, or something else entirely? Myths and reality blur as we explore their secrets, where concrete historical facts blend seamlessly with the allure of the unexplained. Let's uncover 7 artifacts that continue to baffle historians and archaeologists alike. Carved into the sun-scorched rock of the Sahara, the Dabous Giraffes stand as a haunting reminder of a world long vanished. Discovered in Niger's Air Mountains, these prehistoric petroglyphs are among the largest and most detailed rock carvings ever found. Dating back over 8,000 years, they depict 2 life-size giraffes, one of them led by a thin rope held by a human figure, an image that raises more questions than answers. Why did these ancient artists, likely belonging to the Neolithic Kiphian culture, choose to carve such enormous and intricate images into the stone? At the time of their creation, the Sahara was unrecognizable from today's vast barren desert. Lush grasslands, lakes and rivers once covered the region, supporting an abundance of wildlife. The presence of giraffes suggests that these animals were either central to the culture's survival or held a symbolic significance beyond simple admiration. Some researchers believe the carvings were sacred, representing a connection between humans and nature, possibly linked to early spiritual or shamanic beliefs. The thin rope seen in one depiction could indicate domestication, a lost practice not documented in known historical records. Others speculate it was a metaphorical leash, signifying a mystical bond between man and beast. But how did these ancient artisans manage to carve such precise and deeply etched figures into the unforgiving rock? Without metal tools, their craftsmanship defies expectations. The level of detail in the giraffes' markings, including their characteristic patterns and elongated necks, suggests a deep understanding of their subject. This level of artistry implies not just survival, but a culture thriving enough to create lasting monuments. Some believe the Dabous giraffes were territorial markers, guiding travelers across a now-lost landscape, while others argue they were celestial, aligning with stars in an unknown prehistoric ritual. Time has not been kind to these relics of the past. Erosion and vandalism have threatened their survival, prompting urgent conservation efforts. In an attempt to preserve this Neolithic masterpiece, a full-scale replica has been created, ensuring the carving's legacy endures even as the desert continues to claim its secrets. Were the Dabous giraffes merely the artistic expression of a bygone people, or do they hold the key to a forgotten chapter of human history? Whatever the truth, these silent sentinels of the past stand as a testament to a civilization lost to time, their message still waiting to be fully understood. On the windswept island of Sardinia, buried beneath centuries of earth, the Giants of Mont'e Prama lay in silence, waiting. When farmers first unearthed fragments of these statues in the 1970s, they had no idea they had stumbled upon one of the greatest archaeological enigmas of the Mediterranean. Scattered across the site were the shattered remains of over 40 massive stone figures, their haunting, hollow eyes gazing into eternity. Who built them? Why were they buried? And what secrets do they hold about the ancient Nuragic civilization? The Nuragic people, named after the distinctive Nuragi stone towers they constructed, flourished on Sardinia between 1800 and 300 BCE. Yet their history remains largely unwritten, leaving scholars to piece together their story from ruins and artifacts. The Mont'e Prama statues, dating back to the 9th century BCE, represent the earliest known examples of colossal stone statuary in the Mediterranean, predating even the famous Greek Kouroi sculptures. Each figure, standing over 2 meters tall, depicts warriors, archers, and boxers, suggesting they were meant to honor a class of elite fighters or revered ancestors. Yet for all their grandeur, the giants were deliberately shattered and buried in antiquity. Was this destruction the work of invaders, a ritualistic act by the Nuragic people themselves, or something more mysterious? Some theories suggest the statues once stood in a grand necropolis, guarding the tombs of warriors. Others propose they were symbols of power, erected to intimidate rival factions before being toppled during conflicts. Their peculiar features, oversized heads, rigid postures, and those eerie circular eyes, have led some to speculate about lost cultural influences or even connections to older, unknown traditions. The craftsmanship of the statues raises even more questions. Unlike Greek or Roman sculptures, which were carved in single blocks, The Mont'e Prama giants were assembled from multiple pieces, an unusual technique for their time. Their construction required a mastery of stonework, suggesting the Nuragic civilization was far more advanced than previously believed. Yet, there are no written records, no surviving texts to explain their significance. What knowledge was lost with the fading of this enigmatic culture? Restoration efforts have painstakingly pieced together many of the statues, allowing modern audiences to glimpse the imposing figures as they once stood. But the mystery remains. Were these giants silent guardians of the dead, symbols of divine protection, or remnants of a forgotten mythology? The answers may never be fully known. What we do know is that the Giants of Mont'e Prama challenge our understanding of early Mediterranean civilizations. Who were the people who built them, and why did their legacy fade into obscurity? Until more clues emerge from the Sardinian soil, the giants remain sentinels of a past that refuses to be forgotten. High in the Andean highlands of Bolivia, near the shores of Lake Titicaca, a simple yet astonishing artifact was discovered, one that defies the boundaries of known history. The Fuente Magna bowl, a large stone vessel inscribed with symbols unlike anything else in South America, was found in the 1950s on a private hacienda. At first glance, it resembled traditional Andean ceremonial bowls, but upon closer examination, archaeologists noticed something impossible. The inscriptions bore striking similarities to Sumerian cuneiform. How could an artifact tied to one of the world's oldest Mesopotamian civilizations appear thousands of miles away in the Americas? The bowl, made of stone and covered in engravings, features two distinct types of writing. One resembles Proto-Sumerian cuneiform, an early script used in Mesopotamia over 5,000 years ago. The other bears similarities to the local Pucara culture, a pre-Tiwanaku civilization that flourished around Lake Titicaca. This fusion of symbols has led to intense debate. Is the Fuente Magna bowl evidence of ancient transoceanic contact? Did Sumerian traders or explorers somehow reach South America long before recorded history suggests? Mainstream archaeologists remain highly skeptical. They argue that the bowl's origins are uncertain, its discovery undocumented in official excavations, and its authenticity questionable. Some suggest it could be a hoax or a misinterpretation of indigenous symbols. However, those who support its authenticity point to linguistic studies, suggesting that at least some of the inscriptions closely resemble Sumerian script, particularly signs used during the Jemdet-Nazar period, 3100–900 BCE. If true, this would radically challenge the accepted timeline of global exploration. Beyond the writing, the location of the discovery adds to the mystery. Lake Titicaca is home to the Tiwanaku civilization, a culture known for its advanced stonework, mysterious monolithic structures, and unexplained origins. Tiwanaku legends speak of foreign visitors arriving across the sea, bringing knowledge of agriculture and architecture. Some researchers speculate that if transoceanic contact did occur in the distant past, it may have been through forgotten maritime routes lost to history. Despite decades of debate, no definitive conclusion has been reached. The Fuente Magna bowl remains an enigma, an artifact either proving an ancient connection between the old and new worlds or standing as one of the greatest misinterpretations in archaeology. If genuine, it would force a complete reassessment of prehistoric global interaction. If not, it remains a powerful reminder that history is often more complex than we assume. Was the Fuente Magna bowl an isolated anomaly, an artifact out of place and time, or does it hold the key to a lost chapter of human civilization? Until its secrets are fully uncovered, it remains one of the most mysterious relics ever found in the Americas. Scattered within the bedrock of Egypt's Aswan region lie massive stone boxes that defy conventional explanations. Cut with astonishing precision, these granite boxes, some weighing over 100 tons, are among the most enigmatic artifacts in Egyptian history. Found in locations such as the Serapeum of Saqqara and other ancient sites, they challenge our understanding of ancient craftsmanship. How did early builders carve and shape these immense blocks with such accuracy, and what purpose did they serve? Most of the boxes are made from Aswan granite, a notoriously hard stone composed of quartz and feldspar. The sheer scale of these structures suggests that they were crafted with exceptional skill, yet no written records explain how they were made. Modern engineers struggle to replicate their precision even with today's advanced tools. The inner walls are so smooth that they appear machine-cut, with right angles so sharp they resemble laser work. Some researchers believe this level of refinement would have been nearly impossible with primitive copper or bronze tools. raising questions about whether lost techniques or forgotten knowledge played a role. Theories about their purpose vary widely. Many suggest they were sarcophagi designed for the sacred Apis bulls, animals worshipped as earthly manifestations of gods. The Serapeum, where many of these boxes were found, was a major burial site for these revered creatures. However, there's a problem. Several of the boxes were sealed, yet found empty. Were they looted in antiquity, or were they never meant to contain remains at all? Some speculate they had a ceremonial or even technological function, possibly related to resonance or energy storage, theories that push the boundaries of mainstream archaeology. One of the most debated aspects is how these granite behemoths were transported. The Aswan quarries are located over 500 miles from Saqqara, meaning these blocks had to be hauled across vast distances, possibly along the Nile. But moving and shaping them with simple tools and manpower remains an unsolved mystery. The level of precision suggests that their function required more than just a decorative or funerary purpose, perhaps a role lost to history. Erosion and damage have obscured many details, but the Aswan Granite Boxes remain among Egypt's most perplexing artifacts. Were they simple tombs for sacred animals, or do they hint at a forgotten mastery of stonework? Did the ancient Egyptians possess advanced engineering skills that have since been lost? Until we uncover more evidence, these silent monoliths stand as a testament to a civilization whose knowledge may have been greater than we ever imagined. High in the arid plains of southern Peru, etched into the earth with unfathomable precision, lies a series of enigmatic geoglyphs, Palpa, Pampa. Unlike the more famous Nazca lines, these markings stretch across rugged hillsides, depicting intricate humanoid figures, animals, and geometric patterns. But who created them, and for what purpose? Were they celestial maps, ritual pathways, or messages left behind by a civilization whose understanding of the world far exceeded our expectations? The Paracas culture, 800 BCE, 200 CE, is credited with crafting many of these geoglyphs, making them older than the Nazca lines. Unlike the flat desert drawings of Nazca, the Palpa geoglyphs are carved into hillsides, making them visible from lower vantage points, rather than requiring aerial views. Some researchers believe that these figures were meant to be seen by communities below, possibly as part of religious ceremonies or astronomical alignments. Among the most striking features of Palpa Pampa is the royal family, a collection of 15 humanoid figures arranged in a row, each displaying distinct postures and headdresses. Some believe these represent deities or high-ranking members of an ancient priesthood. Other geoglyphs, like those at the Mahuelos site, depict anthropomorphic beings with elongated limbs and expressive faces, adding to the mystery of their purpose. Unlike the Nazca lines, which often depict animals and abstract shapes, Palpa's geoglyphs emphasize human-like forms, suggesting a deeper spiritual or social significance. Some researchers speculate that these geoglyphs align with astronomical events, marking solstices, planetary movements, or serving as ritual calendars. If true, this would indicate a level of scientific knowledge far beyond what was previously believed for the Paracas and early Nazca cultures. Others propose that the Palpa geoglyphs were markers for sacred pilgrimage routes, guiding travelers across the Andean highlands. Despite their age, many of the Palpa geoglyphs remain remarkably well preserved, thanks to the dry desert climate that has safeguarded them for centuries. However, modern threats such as illegal mining, erosion, and human activity now endanger these ancient markings. Researchers continue to study their patterns, hoping to decode their true meaning before time erases them forever. Were the Palpa Pampa geoglyphs part of a lost astronomical system, an ancient language written on the land, or something beyond our comprehension? Until their secrets are fully uncovered, they remain a haunting reminder that history still holds mysteries we have yet to decipher. In 1852, an explosion at Meeting House Hill in Dorchester, Massachusetts, unearthed a mystery that continues to perplex historians. A small yet exquisitely crafted metal vessel, seemingly out of place and time. Known as the Dorchester Pot, this ornate relic was allegedly found encased in solid pudding stone, a type of sedimentary rock estimated to be over 500 million years old. If true, this would place its origin in a period long before human civilization. But is this artifact proof of an advanced lost culture, a misinterpretation, or something even stranger? Descriptions of the Dorchester Pot paint a picture of an object unlike anything expected from 19th century New England. The vessel, measuring about 4.5 inches tall and 6.5 inches wide, was composed of an unidentified metal alloy, adorned with intricate floral and vine-like patterns inlaid with silver. The level of craftsmanship suggested it was not a crude object, but rather the product of a skilled artisan. Yet the most baffling aspect was its supposed location, embedded within ancient rock layers that predated even the dinosaurs. How could something so refined end up locked in stone-formed eons before humanity's emergence? The discovery was first reported in Scientific American in 1852, adding an air of legitimacy to the claim. However, skeptics were quick to challenge the authenticity of the find. Some proposed that the explosion that revealed the object had actually displaced it from a more recent layer of soil, making it appear as though it had been embedded in ancient rock. Others suggested it was a 19th century candlestick or vase that had somehow become lodged in natural fissures, later cemented by mineral deposits over time. Despite these rational explanations, some alternative theorists see the Dorchester Pot as potential evidence of a lost civilization, a people who mastered metallurgy long before recorded history. Could it be a relic of an advanced prehistoric society wiped out by cataclysms? Some have even linked it to the controversial idea of out-of-place artifacts, OOPArts, objects that seem to defy conventional timelines of human development. If the pot truly originated from an unknown culture, it would rewrite everything we know about early technology. Unfortunately, the greatest mystery surrounding the Dorchester Pot is its disappearance. No known museum or private collection holds the artifact today, leaving only written accounts and sketches as evidence. Without the physical object, conclusive testing is impossible, allowing both skeptics and proponents of alternative history to continue their debate without resolution. Was the Dorchester Pot a misinterpreted relic of more recent times, or does it hint at an unknown chapter of history lost to time? Until the artifact resurfaces, if it ever does, we are left with nothing but speculation, an enduring enigma buried beneath layers of both stone and doubt. A forgotten manuscript lay buried in the archives of the Brukenthal National Museum, its pages untouched for centuries. When researchers rediscovered it in 1961, they expected nothing more than an old military treatise. Instead, they found something astonishing: the Sibiu Manuscript, a 16th century text containing detailed descriptions of multi-stage rockets, liquid fuel propulsion, and even spaceflight concepts. These were ideas that should have been centuries ahead of their time. How did a manuscript from the 1500s contain knowledge eerily similar to modern rocketry? Did its author, Konrad Haas, possess insights that history failed to record? Or is this evidence of lost knowledge resurfacing in the most unexpected of places? The Sibiu Manuscript consists of 450 pages written in German and Latin, covering various aspects of military technology, from gunpowder to artillery mechanics. However, its most astonishing section details designs for a three-stage rocket, a concept not realized until the 20th century. Haas describes how liquid fuel could enhance propulsion, making him one of the first known individuals to theorize such an innovation. If genuine, this would place him among the pioneers of rocketry, 400 years before the space age. Haas was a military engineer in the service of the Holy Roman Empire, working on munitions and experimental weaponry. Some historians argue that his knowledge was purely theoretical, based on alchemical traditions and early gunpowder experimentation. However, his meticulous diagrams and descriptions of rocket stability, nozzles and fuel mixtures suggest a surprisingly advanced understanding. Could it be that the principles of rocketry were explored long before the likes of Tsiolkovsky and Goddard, only to be forgotten in the turbulence of history? The lack of evidence for Haas's rockets ever being tested adds to the mystery. There are no records of actual launches, and no physical remains of experimental models have been found. Some scholars believe that his work was too ahead of its time, dismissed or lost in the chaos of warfare and shifting political landscapes. Others suggest that the knowledge was deliberately suppressed, either seen as impractical or too dangerous. What makes the Sibiu manuscript even more intriguing is that it was lost for centuries before its rediscovery. Had it remained forgotten, the name of Konrad Haas might never have been linked to rocketry at all. Its reappearance raises the question: how many other historical documents containing revolutionary ideas are still buried in forgotten archives, waiting to be uncovered? Despite the debates, the Sibiu manuscript stands as one of history's strangest anomalies. Was Haas simply a brilliant but overlooked inventor, a visionary who glimpsed the distant future, or was he recording ideas passed down from an even older source? Until more evidence emerges, the manuscript remains an intellectual paradox, a document that should not exist, yet does, challenging everything we thought we knew about the origins of rocketry. History leaves behind traces, but not all of them fit neatly into what we think we know. The Dabous Giraffes stand frozen in time, their meaning lost to the ages. The Giants of Mont'e Prama remain silent, their purpose still unknown. The Fuente Magna bowl challenges history with its puzzling inscriptions, while the Aswan Granite Boxes defy logic with their impossible precision. The Pampa geoglyphs stretch across the earth, their creators long gone. The Dorchester Pot raises unsettling questions about time itself, and the Sibiu Manuscript describes technology centuries ahead of its era. Do these artifacts hint at forgotten knowledge, lost civilizations, or are they simply misinterpreted pieces of the past? What do you think? Do these relics rewrite history, or is there another explanation? Let us know in the comments. And if you love uncovering history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with others. There's always more to explore, and we'll be here to uncover the unknown together.